The price of Bitcoin today has rebounded to $26,631. As it sits right now, it is at a key level of resistance. Upon the news today, particularly interesting news, that Gary Gensler is being accused of insider trading the Coinbase news. Now, this is particularly interesting because according to Capo WSB, and again, read into this as much as you want, I've not seen any other evidence of it, but apparently Gary Gensler has been charged with market manipulation leading up to basically the Coinbase news that came the other day. Now, the Coinbase news is particularly interesting. Coinbase and Binance are being sued, and before that period of time happened, Gary Gensler is accused of opening a $2.5 million short position. I would expect that Gary Gensler would use more leverage than that if he knew exactly what was coming. So again, read into this with a little bit of caution. I don't know if this is true or not, but it is true that Gary Gensler in the past has been accused of market manipulations. SEC Chair Gary Gensler accused in Citadel market maker manipulation. It has happened before. Gary is not known for being the cleanest of clean beans, and it's a particularly interesting thing given, of course, the recent very, very accusatory things that he said about the world of cryptocurrency. Now, I don't agree with a word that this man is saying in this video, but I'm going to play it to you anyway, and you can make up your own minds.
Hucksters, fraudsters, scam artists, Ponzi schemes, the public being left in line at the bankruptcy courts. We've seen this story before.
Now, of course, I don't agree with that. And of course, Gary had the oversight on FTX. Gary is talking about hucksters, fraudsters, and all these different things, and then relaying that, accusing Binance and Coinbase of being exactly that, which is not true. Binance and Coinbase are two of the most law-abiding companies in crypto. There are a lot of worse companies in crypto than Binance and than Coinbase. It is amazing to see Gary taking out a very, very personal attack on the world of crypto. And to that, I would say, Gary, you're a huckster. You are. You're just a bit of a prick, is the best way to describe Gary Gensler. He is a miserable prick. Moving on, though, from Gary, what is going on with the current price of Bitcoin and, of course, my current open trades? Now, I'm going to load up my trades here on my phone just to show you that they are open, and I am still actively trading the price of Ethereum. I want to show you my Ethereum trade open right now. As you can see, currently the Ethereum trade, as you can see here, is basically, it's in an $11,000 profit right now. That is because the price of Ethereum is currently sat at $1,853. Now, yesterday, of course, the price came down. Today, the price has bounced back to the upside. But the key thing here is what is going to happen to the price of Ethereum? What is going to happen to the price of Bitcoin? Now, on the price of Ethereum starting off, we can see that Ethereum is at a very key level of resistance. If we are to break and close a 1 hour candle above the level of $1,860, as you can see on the chart right here, $1,860 break would cause Ethereum's price to rise back into this range right here. Now, range trading is the easiest way from my perspective to make money in the world of crypto. Making money in the world of crypto is not the most difficult task if you have an ounce of discipline. And you just need discipline. You don't need common sense, really. You just need discipline. You need to look at the charts and just use some discipline. So from that perspective, why am I long right now on the price of Ethereum? Well, of course, the price of Ethereum dropped down fairly significantly the other day. When it dropped down, again, this is the 1 hour chart right now, meaning that each candle on this chart represents 1 hour. But when it dropped down the other day, it dropped down to $1,825. I reopened my Ethereum long position when it had bounced back to the upside and it was showing some level of support on this old level of support right here. So because we showed level of support here, I decided to reopen my long position. Now, I'm looking for a break here of that $1,860 level. If we are to look at the volume profile right now and see how that's looking, you can see that basically on the 1 hour chart, this is pretty much any man's game. There isn't any key level of resistance here, but you can see the control line has set itself up here at around $1,900, and that generally acts as a level of attraction. Prices are generally attracted to larger areas of liquidity, so for that reason, a move upwards seems more likely than a move downwards. When looking at something like the RSI and the MACD, again, you can't read too deeply into these things. The RSI is pretty much central right now, and the MACD has flipped bullish on the 1 hour chart. If we look at these things on the higher time frames, like the daily chart, you can also see that the next 24 hours is probably quite a pivotal point, especially when it comes to the moving averages. Now, the moving averages today technically ticked bearish. However, If we had to close today's daily candle as bullish, then it would mean that for the rest of this week, we would pump pretty significantly to the upside. We need that daily candle close above this level here, again at $1,860. So for 12 o'clock tonight, or 1 o'clock in the morning, sorry, if we're above $1,860, then it means that tomorrow is likely gonna be an up day, which is fantastic. Now, in terms of what we can expect from the price of Bitcoin, before we go on to that, basically what I want to show you right here is the price of Ethereum versus Bitcoin. Ethereum versus Bitcoin is finding a level of support here. It does actually look pretty decent right now, and you can see that we are sat at this very high band of liquidity. So in terms of this, what we're looking at right now, it doesn't look bad, doesn't look good, looks pretty neutral, but we are currently bull flagging outwards. We had a fake out here, dropped back to the downside, and currently we're still maintaining this bull flag. You can see we've got a breakout, a bull flag. In theory, you'd expect a continuation of that uptrend. However, on the price of Bitcoin right now, very, very similar analysis can be conducted on the price of Bitcoin, because Bitcoin needs to close a 1 hour candle above $26,700, there or thereabouts. Currently at $26,600. It's a very similar story on the Bitcoin daily chart when looking at the moving averages. If you look at the moving averages on Bitcoin right now, you can see that the day we've just ticked bearish here on the daily moving average. However, also important thing to point out, that doesn't really matter and you don't need to read too much into it. In terms of if we look at this right now, we can see that over this period of time, the RSI is steadily rising. The bottoms are getting higher on it. So overall, it's looking pretty decent in terms of your very, very, very basic indicators. In terms of the VWAP, what I want to be looking at right now on the VWAP is something like on the 30-minute chart. And you can see that on the VWAP, we came down, we touched the bottom, and then we started bouncing back to the upside, hugging the top of the VWAP. This is looking pretty decent as well. So from my perspective right now on the price of Bitcoin, on pure price analysis only, excluding the news, things look pretty neutral and slightly bullish. Hence why I'm in a long position. However, I will set my stop loss at my entry around $1,840 so that I don't lose any money, because that trade is about what, $12,000, $11,000 in a profit. What is it right now? $11,363 in a profit with about $900 worth of fees paid. So yeah, it's an interesting 24-hour period, but 10 grand in 24 hours, not to be sniffed at. That's what we like to see. In terms of the trade size that I've got open there, it is a $1.2 million trade size. In terms of what is going on in the real world, what is going on in the crypto markets, what is going on with regards to regulation, all these different things, well, Berenberg Capital cuts Coinbase coin price target to $39 after the SEC lawsuit. Currently, the shares are trading around $55. They expect the price to go to around $39. I personally don't care, because I think that overall Coinbase is a pretty good investment, especially down at $39. It is ultimately America's largest spot exchange. Now, Australia's largest bank is going to decline certain crypto payments, not all crypto payments, but basically the CBA will take account of the effects of the just imposed measures while placing them under review. Interesting, you should read about it on cryptosavingexpert.com. Circle has hired, and again, this is about getting in bed with the regulators. That's what all cryptocurrency companies try to do. That's what FTX did so very, very well when they filled the pockets of senators with millions and millions of dollars. And of course, the government, like FTX put so much money in the government's pocket, that kept their Ponzi scheme alive longer than what it should have been kept alive for, because it kept the regulators' eyes away from them. That's why Gary knows all this stuff, and Gary ultimately, well, he's just trying to sweep it all under the rug and say, you know, we're doing our job here, guys. We're doing our job. It's too late, Gary. You've missed the boat. You should be fired. Sod off. Now, moving on, of course, Circle has hired a former chairman of the CFTC as its chief legal officer. I guess in an attempt to stay fully compliant, all that good stuff. Again, good bullish news. US Treasury is willing to work with Congress to pass additional crypto regulation. Again, more good news that passed today. And at the same time, a court has ordered the US SEC to state its stance on Coinbase's rule-making petition. Whether they will or not is another thing. Like this, the SEC is not always compliant with the things that it's asked to do. Finally, in today's cryptocurrency news, UK authorities are implementing stricter rules for crypto advertising. The new rules require those who promote virtual assets to provide transparent risk warnings that investors could lose all of their money. Now, that is completely true. So just remember, when you are trading cryptocurrency, you might lose all of your money. You might also make an absolute fortune, but you might also lose all your money. In my experience, I've never lost all, no, I say that. I have lost all my money once over. I got hacked. That's the worst kind of losing your money. At least, I mean, saying that, no, it's not, because it's not entirely your fault, but at the same time, it kind of is. It always is. There's always a mistake that's made. Now, the most important thing to remember about today's cryptocurrency news is, of course, that Gary Gensler, apparently, if this news is true, it is groundbreaking and will affect the price of Bitcoin very significantly. This man will be fired. But essentially, Gary Gensler has been charged apparently with market manipulation. Coinbase provides evidence of Gary Gensler placing over $2.5 million in Bitcoin shorts just 48 hours ago. I'd be surprised if this is true, but it has received 1.6 million views on Twitter today. So pretty popular statement if ever there was one. So in terms of Bitcoin right now, keep an eye on the downside levels. The downside levels of which, if we break below them, things are going to get pretty rough. Then that would be $26,285. That would be $26,300. An hourly close below that level will drop to the downside. On Ethereum, keep an eye on the downside levels as well. The downside on Ethereum would be somewhere around these levels right here. That level will be currently sitting at around $1,800. As long as we're trading above those levels, everything is good. If we're trading below those levels, I'd be looking at taking a short position. But on that note, guys, please drop a like on today's video. I forgot to say it at the start, so I'll say it at the end. Please, if you have enjoyed today's video, do drop a like on it. It does mean a lot. At the same time, it really helps out with the channel algorithm. And of course, it gets these videos more views. So if you like me and you like my content, do drop a like on today's video. At the same time, make sure you are subscribed to the channel, turn on channel notifications, check out the links and information in today's video description for trading, exchanges, all that good stuff. And more importantly than anything else, make an account on cryptosavingexpert.com. It is growing very, very quickly. We're approaching 8,000 users, and at 10,000 users, I'm going to do a big old giveaway. So thank you all very much for watching today's video, and subscribe to the channel. Have a great day, and I'll see you in the next one. Goodbye.